got some good news and some bad news. The good news is I ended up painting these things with this like color changing shit. They came out pretty good. You're not gonna be able to see much of it, but just knowing that they're nice and clean, like look at that, that just looks so cool. So we got that, this one, and this one. The bad news is that I had to pull the engine out again because I was going to fix the broken stud. Where is it? Right there. I was gonna fix that broken stud, but the other one just completely decided to detach itself from the freaking head. But another good news is we got a big bore kit and we're gonna throw it on today. Alright, now this kit here, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get the little piston rings, the circ clips that go on the pin thing, and then the little pin thing. And you're also gonna get the piston and the head. Now this doesn't come with the studs, which kind of sucks because I was kind of hoping that it did because mine are obviously broken. So that's just a little bit annoying, but let me just show you guys a little comparison of sizing. So this is the big bore kit, and then here's the big bore kit. So it's pretty big. I mean, again, it's a little scooter anyways, but still, it's a pretty good one. Okay, now in order to take this thing off, to be able to put that on, it's really simple, and pretty much you're just gonna need a ratchet, maybe an extension, or if you have a deep socket, and then you're gonna use a number 10 socket. Number 10, I mean 10 millimeter socket. And actually you might need a 19 if you want to. I'm gonna take this thing off so that it's out of the way. I think it's a 19, I'm not really sure, but we're gonna take this off real quick so I can actually hold the engine steady or whatever. Okay, so I decided to leave the wheel on because it helps me hold the tripod in, and I'm gonna go ahead and start taking this thing apart. God damn it. There we go. Now we can take this thing off. So what we're gonna use is we're gonna use this little. Oh, let me get situated here. Okay, so in order to get this thing off, you're just gonna need to use some sort of force. I'm gonna go ahead and use this thing here because it's already broken. We're gonna need a screwdriver for that. Pretty much, you just want to make sure that the piston is all the way down. There we go. And then you can go ahead and take the head off. Boom. I'm gonna take advantage of the piston being here and clean this little edge. So I'm gonna get some paper and stuff it in here. That way I can clean this little area right here and not get any shards inside the combustion chamber and stuff. Well, I don't think that's considered the combustion chamber, is it? I don't know on two-strokes engine, to be honest, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up real quick. Cool, there we go. I got the paper all stuffed up, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Dremel so I can get to sanding this little ugliness out of here. See if this cleans it up. Nope. Okay, well, I ended up having to go to AutoZone, picking up a kit so I can grind this ugly shit off of this with this thing. Now this is supposed to be for the air tool, but I don't have one because all I have is this little garage thing, shed, and this is just what I'm working with right now. But let me go ahead and clean this shit up, and I'll show you guys the finished results.
High fashion.
Alright, so I got the whole surface resurfaced, I guess you can say. I'm gonna go ahead and take this paper out somehow. There we go. What we have to do is take this little piston out, and to do that, you're gonna need to go up and put this thing at the highest point, and then we're gonna need to take the little clips that are in there out. Hold on. Well, there goes one. You can probably push the pin out here. Yeah, this is what they look like. Here they look like that. And then you put. Oh, there it goes. And you can go ahead and pull this thing out. And then you're gonna go ahead and pull this thing out and just give it a little clean. Alright, now for this part here, what we're gonna start off doing is we're gonna start off by putting the rings into the little slots. So these are the rings, and then what you're gonna want to do is make sure that the openings of the rings are in between. I mean that this little, like, I don't know what you want to call that, is in between the rings. That one and that one there. Let me show you real quick. Alright, so you're gonna want to go ahead and dabble for a little bit of oil on there. And throw some oil in here too. Alright, so first you're going to want to put it into the last one here, but it has to come down through the top. That makes sense. Oh, here, I'm not even recording this. Alright, so you're going to make it, we're going to have to put it in here with that one there, but you have to make it go through the first one first. You got to be real careful because these break super easy. Alright, so there it is in the first slot. Now we have to work it down to the next one. I don't recommend doing this, but I'm gonna do it anyways. There it goes. So it's pretty much all the way snapped on the bottom. Oh, except for this part. Just jump that over there. And now this thing sits like that. And now you want to make sure that on the rings, you can see that it's not evenly here. It's not evenly cut, and you want the little loop, the little half moon thing, to face up towards the piston, because that's where this is gonna sit, like so. Alright, this is one of the most annoying parts to do. That's gonna be putting the little clips in. So first you're gonna want to put your little race, whatever this thing is. Make sure you put some oil on it, both inside and outside, and that's gonna go in here like so. And then what you're gonna want to do is get your piston, and you want to make sure that the EX is facing this way towards the front of the bike. Alright, so here we got the EX forward. We're gonna put this over the piston rod, and then we're gonna push the pin through, and somehow it has to engage in there. It probably works better if I can see on the other side. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oh, there it is. There we go. And this thing is in. Make sure it's in the middle. Now we gotta put the little circlips in this side and the other side here. Alright, this shit is literally the hardest fucking thing to do. Let's see if I can manage to get it in. Whoa, there it went. Cut. Go. Alright. Alright, well this literally took us for freaking ever, but we got the circlip in. And that's what it's supposed to look like. But we can't really focus on this for some reason. There we go. So you just gotta make sure it's in that little race. There's a little race where this thing sits. And you just gotta make sure it's in there. Alright, now we can throw the head on. Alright, so now we just wanna go ahead and put some oil in this thing here. Make sure you get the whole thing, top and bottom. And then set this to the side for a little bit. And do the same thing to this thing. Make sure it's all full of oil. And then you want to go through and make sure these things are where they need to be. And I think they're on this side now. Alright, so this thing goes in like this. And then these have to go like that and ouch. Like that. Man, this is gonna suck ass. There we go. Alright, now we're just gonna put these on here to hold it in place. Just put two of them. Just to make sure that the holes line up and stuff. Actually, we'll just do all four just in case. Be extra fucking careful, I guess. There we go. So that's sitting on there now. Now we can throw the top on and the new gasket and stuff. So this thing we're gonna guess, and we're gonna go ahead and say that the little ridge thing goes upwards because that makes sense. And we're gonna say that goes there like that, and this thing goes like this. In here, and put this one in here. Now we can guide it on here. Stiff. Keep an eye. Alright, and just like that, the big bore kit is in. All we need to do now is put the studs in, and then the top end will be done. But I have to order those, or just go to AutoZone. Hopefully they have some in there. For right now though, we're just gonna put this thing on the bike and then route the little oil thing and do that thing. There we go. Alright, motor's going back in for the 500 billionth time. Alright, lift it up. Hold on, where the fuck does this even go? Oh, okay. Let's see. Nope.
tip.
There we go. Alright. You got it?
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. Yeah. Recording this shit with the flash so you can see. We got most of the stuff in. Look at that. Ooh. So we got the little shroud, this little shroud. We got the shroud right here. We got the little wheel arch thing. It looks pretty. Oh fuck! That bug is on me. Oh. Bro, that shit touched my back. Okay. Well, anyways, we have all this shit on. We put the floor pan on, but we gotta take it off because we need to put the little shield thing on first, and then that's going back on.
Yeah, you gotta put that on first.
Yeah, but this thing's on. We got this screw is holding the oil in, so we'll do that tomorrow. But other than that, it's just plugging everything back in now. We got a CDI. Yeah, I'll just go through it all tomorrow. All right, so we got all that shit on. All the plastics are on. I managed to put this piece on here, the floor pan. I still need to paint the back fenders. And then I have this piece ready to go on, but I'm not going to put it on yet till I figure out where all these connectors go and shit like that. It did crank a little bit right now. I broke the switch, so I'm going to have to ghetto fab some switches to this so I can just run it for now. But right now I'm fixing the carburetor. I'm going to go ahead and install this little jet here. I forget which one it is. Oh. 74. We're gonna put this on. Alright, we'll have a super messy table to work on, but I ended up buying new carbs, but the carburetors were for the later models sprees, so this one doesn't fit because the choke is on the wrong side and it hits the spring. So I just went ahead and borrowed the idle screw off of this one, and I'm gonna put it on this one because this one didn't have it for some reason. And then I'm gonna change the main jet on this one, so I already got this thing pulled. All I gotta do is just go on here. Oh, this thing's shit, I guess. Well, that's gone. So this jet that it came with is it's a 68, and see if I can get it on video. 68. Or it could be a 89 maybe? But no, I think it's a 68 because it's a really small hole. Tiny hole. And then this one's pretty big. So let me go ahead and throw this one on. And then all you want to just make sure is that the little slits on here for the flathead are facing up, so you can tighten it and stuff. This goes in like this. Tighten it up. Now we can throw this on. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with some carb cleaner real quick first. Alright, so there it is. We got the main jet in. Make sure it's nice and tight. You don't want to over tighten it. It's not gonna come off or anything. And then we're gonna go ahead and throw this back on. Alright, so I went ahead and took off the choke. So far it looks the same as the old one. The only difference would be this little connector here, but I'll just splice this one into the old connector so it matches my spree. I'm just gonna see if this fits on here, and if it does, we should be good. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it does fit. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on then real quick. Put this. I think if I use it this way, it might work, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this is the way it goes actually. Alright, now we're just gonna put the carb on, and you need the gasket. It goes on this like this. You wanna make sure you grab one of these screws. Use that as like a guide, I guess. Oop. Alright, so we got the carburetor on. I need to fix the, well, not fix it, but I need to adjust the little needle on this thing. But first we're gonna work on the choke. Now the choke had this new style plug, which doesn't fit my body harness. So I went ahead and chopped it off, and I'm gonna put these clips on so that they fit this pretty much like that. Okay, here you wanna make sure you get the, I usually just try and get that melted in there first. There you go. You want to make sure that when you melt it, you can see the little what is like the little I don't know what the fuck it's called, but you just want to see that thing melt into the wires. Alright, now you can slide this over and try and get it in the middle, and then this is the part. There you go. See how like it slid through? We need to hit it on this side a little more. There we go. Then you just work your way out. There we go. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this up and then plug it in. There we go. We're all plugged in. I just gotta do this thing. And then I can throw some, oh, and then we gotta throw the exhaust on. I didn't freaking film too much, but I got a new ignition switch. I mounted everything. Everything's ready to go. Spark plug's tightened, coil pack is in, CDI is in. I replaced the new fuse because the fuse up here because I burnt it. The gas tank is in. I got the fuel mixed already. New fuel lines. I got a new oil line over there. You'll be able to see it because I have a shitty angle over here. The carburetor's in, filter's in. I just put in a ghetto ass, like, you can kind of see it. This one right here. Some sponge that I found for now. But everything's ready to go. I just have to wire this up and then jump start it, and it should fire up, hopefully. Well, let me go ahead and finish wiring this thing up. Finish wiring up the switch thing. It's right here. It's all wired up. It works. Go ahead and show you real quick. Turn it on. The battery's super dead, so I have to jump start it every time, but let me show you guys. But here, hold on. God damn it. And like, now it runs fine. It just feels a little sluggish when it's just idling. Super sluggish. And then it's like revving up really slow. it could be. And then this thing's leaking fucking gasoline like hella. Super weird.
Give me some kicks with some boom bap, a little soul music. This ain't nothing from the trap. After a long day at work, you need to relax. Crack a bottle open, maybe with a six pack, bring it back. Man, I'm talking about the classics. Back when everything sounded so damn organic. When you're feeling homesick or you feel alone, it's the type of song that's gonna take you back.